anything today, or are you feeling very bearish?
I'm not feeling very bearish. I do think that we have these moments of indigestion, and ultimately they have proven to be much better buying opportunities than not over the last several years. And in fact, if we think back, fourth quarter of last year felt miserable. Had you been a buyer of stocks in December of last year, up until 2 days ago, you're up 20% on the year. And I don't really remember anyone in the fourth quarter saying that we'd have the prospect of a 20% year. That we could have a year with the bond being a positive, dollars being positive, certain commodities even being a little bit more positive. But ultimately, it's been, I think, an environment where no one thought the economy would accelerate. We were thinking about things slowing, but central banks are being a little bit more proactive this time around and actually trying to be able to be helpful. And we've seen that finding its way through in terms of valuations.
So we're not accelerating, though. We did 2.9% GDP growth in calendar 2018. We're closer to 2.5.
Right. I think that is much closer to trend growth. I think that actually winds up being ultimately healthier. It allows central banks to be helpful. The fact that we don't have inflation effectively comes back to this idea that central banks can be friendly rather than contracting and causing problems in that regard in terms of tightening up things a little faster than you'd expect.
So then, Jack, on a day like today, we have major averages down 1.5% or greater. Do you see buying opportunities? I
think that, and as an investor, you always want to be thinking about how can I upgrade my portfolio. I'll echo something that Josh was talking about. Diversification is how one stays wealthy in the long run. Concentration might get you there, but it's diversification that ultimately helps keep you there. And ultimately, it's quality that matters. And so I think that one thinks about today, we certainly have a lot more policy uncertainty today than we had a year ago, whether it's trade, whether it's Brexit, whether it's German policy, whether it's diesel emissions coming out of Europe. And so from that, I think one comes back to what are good businesses? What are good businesses that pay cash? Cash and dividends and cash in the way of buybacks, and ultimately to actually give you some cushion and quality.